You know, all of us are storm chasers. Should be. Now, Paul said that all who desire to live godly in Christ Jesus will be persecuted. You're chasing a storm. Storm's going to happen. But Jesus said that we are to be of good cheer when we're in the world and we endure tribulation because I have overcome the world. He can bring calm to the storm. Here we are in 2020. We're all in the same boat. And there are a lot of storms, potential storms on the horizon. There's some storms that are happening. They just aren't happening in Diana, Texas right now, but they're happening in our country. Storms everywhere, and we're all in the same boat. I was listening to George Barna yesterday. And George Barna said we are at a turning point in America. Turning point in America. And this is our turning point. Our founders put an expiration date on our country. Expiration date. You know how you determine the expiration date? Because of the way that they designed our government to function, it's got an expiration date. And that expiration date is when churches are no longer able to maintain a moral standard in our country so that the populace, becomes so selfish, so sinful, that they're only in it for themselves. When they want to take this, take that, have their way, fight over this, when they're no longer in it together, doing what's best for a nation instead of, I want this thing for my life, I want this check from the government, I want the government to take care of me here. We hit our expiration date. The only way to deal with a people like that is tyranny, dictatorships, where it forces the people to comply. Because morally, they're no longer capable to do it on their own for the good of everybody. We're there. A government that's built on people making right moral choices is what the founders gave us. I think it was John Adams. First say John Smith. Quincy Adams' son, and John Adams, second president. I think it was him that said that whenever people discover that they can vote for themselves, largesse is what he called it. They can be the majority and vote out of the government selfish things for themselves to the detriment of the government's health. He said, when we get there, our government wasn't designed for people like that. That's expiration date time. We're in that boat. That's our boat. What do? We cry out to God. It's the last thing people are doing. They're crying out to their politicians. They will solve it. Trying to get the news to report a certain way, or Hollywood to present media, certain movies and things a certain way. Barna also said that whenever you take our population and that it would do all these surveys, 51 questions, by the time you got to question 51, it determined that the people in this country, although many of them say, well, we're Christian, that have an actual Christian biblical worldview is actually 6%. After you go through all the questions of that survey. Only 6% really believe in the Bible as the truth, as a standard of living, of God, as the moral authority, right and wrong, not being gray or relative. Takes you down to 6%.